Glasgow smile, also known as the Chelsea smile, was an old torture technique whereby the victim's mouth is cut on the side and then they're either beaten or stabbed until their facial muscles tense up, which then causes a rip to extend up the cheeks to the victim's ears. This leaves a scar in the shape of a smile and may lead to death by blood loss if left untreated. The point of this look is of course the cut up the sides of your face, and I've also added a wound on my forehead. Let's start. Start off by moisturizing your face. I'm moisturizing it with a Dr. Jart Ceramidin cream, and this is to protect your face from all the liquid latex you're going to put on it after. Next, I'm putting a primer. This is the Autopilot Primer by Napoleon, and it feels really great and just primes your face for all the makeup you're going to be putting on. I like to press it in with my hands to really work the product in. Next, I'm using a liquid latex and applying it to the sides of my face where I want the scars to appear. You want to apply this quite thickly all the way up towards your ears. And a liquid latex is pretty much a staple of a lot of special effects makeup, and a lot of people use tissue paper to thicken it up, but I want it to be quite a delicate piece of skin, so therefore I'm only applying a thick layer of it. You can purchase these at most costume stores or dollar stores that have a decent costume section. Make sure that you apply it all the way to the corners of your mouth so that you can create a rip all the way up towards your ears. I'm also applying a bit of it on my forehead as well because I want a wound to appear there. So it will take about 10 minutes for it to dry, and as you can see, it goes clearer and clearer as it dries up. I'm going to apply a powder on top because it can be quite sticky to touch, and just to seal it in and make sure it's completely dry, I'm just patting on some face powder on top of all the areas I applied the liquid latex. When you touch it after the powder is on, it shouldn't be sticky anymore. Next, I'm going to work a BB cream in with a foundation brush. This foundation brush is by Napoleon, and I'm using this BB cream because it's got quite a pale and cool ashy sort of undertone to it, and it's a really great color for this kind of makeup because you want to look a little bit more pale and sickly. So try not to use an olive or a warm foundation if you want to come off a little bit more ghoulish and scary. And just pat the BB cream or foundation on and make sure you cover the edges quite carefully. You may want to go over it a few times so that it blends in well with your skin. Then finish it off with a powder so that it all stays on, and just pat the powder on and set your liquid foundation. Next, I'm going to be using a contour color instead of eyeshadow, and I'm just going to apply it on my eye sockets on the top and on the bottom. This is to make you look a little bit sick. You don't want to have a glammed up eye or a shimmery eye simply because you're supposed to be quite, out of sorts. So I'm just applying it roughly with my fingers. Don't worry, it's supposed to look a little bit dirty. This is a matte brown sort of contour color. And I'm just spreading it with my fingers, and you can see how it makes your eyes look a bit sunken in and a bit sickly. You don't have to be very neat with this. Next, I'm using a Napoleon cake liner and applying just an extended eyeliner all the way across, and also joining it by lining my lower waterline as well. By lining your lower waterline, it makes your eyes look a little bit more severe. And you don't have to be too neat with this. You want it to look a little bit smudgy, just so the overall effect is quite darkening and a little bit tired looking. Next, use a fluffy brush and just do a little bit of blending of what you've applied so far. Also blend your eyeliner into the brown contour color as well, just a little bit as well, so it's all smudgy. You can't see a distinct line. Alright, next I'm just going to be doing my eyebrows. I'm just going to fill my eyebrows in, creating a straightish eyebrow shape. Next, get a pair of scissors and start cutting the corners of your mouth. Be careful with this and basically use your fingers to peel the cut back so it looks like the skin is peeling off. And I'm just using the back of the scissors and pulling it out and up to create the cut. Don't use a razor. I'm only using scissors because one side of the scissors is round and not sharp, and I'm putting that side towards my face and then lifting it up. And that's how I'm creating that little cut. And I'm cutting it all the way up in like a smile shape. And then I'm just gonna open up the wound and just open it up as wide as you like and peel it back with your fingers. It'll look pretty much like skin once you've done that. So I'm just working my way until I've got a desired opening for my smile. Next, I'm using a burgundy lip liner and just applying a dark red color inside for the base of the cut. This will make it look really bloody, and I'm applying some onto my lip as well and just blending it together. You can adjust the opening as well as you see fit so that it blends nicely from your lips to the cut. And you don't have to be very neat with this. I'm going to be using a brush later on to clean it up, but I just want a dark red color in there as a base so that it pretty much looks like it's bleeding and drying up a bit. A dark red base makes it look like it's kind of like old blood. I'm getting a concealer brush from Napoleon and just really blending the dark red burgundy color across my lips. And you don't have to be neat because you're pretty much bleeding. And I'm just cleaning up the little bits that I've applied in the cuts as well, because I was applying it with a pencil and now I'm spreading the color out with my brush. And just spread it out along the openings all the way across until the color is well blended through. Next, I'm taking the black cake liner, which is a great powder liner, and I'm just putting a bit of black inside the cut. This makes the blood look dry and old because blood cakes into like a darkish black color once it's dry. And I'm adjusting the cut as well as I go. You can see that the black eyeliner is really adding this extra dimension to the cut. Next, I'm opening up my forehead wound as well with the scissors and just creating a nice little circular wound and peeling it back with my fingers till the desired shape. Next, again, putting some burgundy color in it and some black powder as well to make it look like dried blood. Next, I'm taking some fake blood and using my brush and applying it into my cut. This makes it look really bloody and real. And I'm also applying it onto my lips as well after my cuts to make it all look like I'm just bleeding everywhere. You can get fake blood everywhere, dollar stores and costume stores. It's widely available. And just adding some blood as well onto my forehead wound and kind of just smudging a bit along my forehead to look like it's smudge blood. I'm also adding some blood to my neck and smudging it a bit just to get a little bit messy, because when you bleed it's not that neat. Maybe you touched your face and then rubbed your neck, and just adding a little bit of darkness, black powder onto it as well. I'm contouring my face a little bit as well with the contour color, and this makes you look a little bit gaunt and unhealthy, which is awesome. And then adding some contour colors to the edge of my face. And now we're done. It looks really, really gross, and I'm pretty much grossed out looking at this. Final touches, you can get your brush and some leftover fake blood and put it under your nails, on your hands as well, just to make it all look gross and messy. This is a perfect makeup look to wear to any Halloween party, and I'm sure you'll scare lots of people along the way. Tell me guys, would you be wearing this makeup look to your Halloween party? Let me know in the comments box below. Make life beautiful, the wonderful world of Wengie.